Legends, welcome along to the Hellmouth Hotline. I'm your host, Rodney Stewart, and we're getting into the Hammer box set once more with a little horror classic here. Well, when I say classic, I hadn't actually heard of it before I checked it out in this box set, but this is Rasputin, the Mad Monk. Let's get into it. I hope you enjoy this review. This one here is Rasputin, the Mad Monk, from 1966. Unlike yesterday's film, famous face jumps out at you straight away. Christopher Lee, Dracula himself as Rasputin in this movie. I've got Barbara Shelley, Richard Pascoe, Francis Matthews, Susan Farmer, and if memory serves, she was in Dracula Prince of Darkness as well. So this is it. I've been saying that for most of the reviews here. Like there's regular characters pop up in all the Hammer films, and even locations. One of the locations in this film is actually Dracula's castle from Dracula Prince of Darkness. So there's a lot of reused sets and whatnot throughout all the films, and I've even noticed it in interiors as well, like redressed locations. But that's just the amateur filmmaker in me seeing all this sort of stuff. Well, it's not even that there, it's blatantly obvious at times. But this here, Rasputin, the Mad Monk, the movie chronicles the events of history's man of mystery, Rasputin. Although not quite historically accurate, of course, it goes without saying, a little emphasis is put on the politics of the day. Rasputin's rise to power and eventual assassination are depicted in an attempt to explain his extraordinary power and influence. Now, straight out the gate, Rasputin is a party animal. He's sneaking out of his monastery, going to the pubs, getting blazing drunk. He's got that reputation of just turning up, getting pissed and leaving again. But at the beginning of this film, the landlord of the local bar's wife is almost dead, and Rasputin, because he can't get served at the bar, goes up to basically see if he can help her, and he does. He puts his hands on her face and basically cures her illness. So he has got that power, and later on we find out that he's got the power of hypnotizing people, which he uses to get himself into the aristocracy of the time and growing power and wealth and whatnot, and leaving a trail of destruction as he does it. Honestly, this film here is very, very entertaining, but in all honesty, in this box set so far, I found, and I know it's a completely subjective, anybody's opinions in films is completely subjective. I could love a film, you could detest it. I could absolutely hate a film, and you could actually love it. And that's just the way things are. And I'm not going to say by any stretch that this is a bad movie, but it's probably the first one in the box set where it didn't hold my attention 100%. But Christopher Lee is absolutely fantastic in this film. His performance is absolutely brilliant. It's well worth watching alone just for that. And basically, by the end of the film, he's just gone completely out of control. The one person that's kind of been in his corner the whole time has turned against him because he's seeing the real evil side to him. The woman that he uses to get himself into power falls in love with him, and all she wants to do is be with him, and he actually hypnotizes her to leave and kill herself. And her brother comes to face down Rasputin over that there. Rasputin throws acid in his face and whatnot. The guy that was in Rasputin's corner decides to leave. He goes to see A couple of the other characters in the film are the woman that helped them reach his level of power was like a woman and waiting to the Tsar, and there's another woman in the same position as her that Rasputin does have a soft spot for. So Rasputin's sidekick goes, sees her brother, they come up with the idea of using her as bait to get Rasputin somewhere so they can kill him. So by the end of the film they have that set up. They get him to their house, their sort of like little mansion in the country, which is actually Dracula's castle from Dracula Prince of Darkness, and they have it all set up that she's going to meet him here soon. That lock him into a room that's set up and all romantically. There's like a box of chocolates sitting in there, 2 empty glasses and a decanter of wine, which they have poisoned all of it, chocolates, wine, the whole works. So of course he's in there, starts eating the chocolate and drinking the wine, and then of course the poison kicks in, he falls to the floor. But this is a Hammer film, this is a horror movie, it's not going to be that easy to kill him off. So when they go in to check, he pops up, attacks, and then there's basically a fight to the death. So by the end of the film he does indeed die, but he takes one of the other characters with him and causes a bit of damage to the other. So it's if you're into the Hammer movies you need to watch it, but just bear in mind it is a bit slow. I don't know, it's one personally that I will go back and watch again, don't get me wrong. Like, after a certain amount of time, if I go back and revisit this box set, I'm not going to skip over this film by any stretch of the imagination. It is pretty good, but it's not an attention keeper, I found. This has been a production of Coins Edge Media. Check out my social media links in the show notes. Thank you so much for listening.